Hi everyone, welcome to the Ravit Show. We are live and welcome to this special live edition of the Ravit Show. I'm with Sarah, who's the CEO of Sequentum. Not a new face to the Ravit Show. I'm super excited to have her back on the Ravit Show. This is a launch party of AI Magic Wand. So I'm super excited to, obviously discuss about what AI Magic Wand is, how is Sequentum, users making the most of it. I know it's already in the beta version, so I'm wanting to learn a lot about different things around AI Magic Wand, around Sequentum, command templates, and much more. And for those who are joining us live, tell us where y'all are joining in from, and also feel free to put in questions for Sarah as we discuss, so she can answer it as we go. And she'll obviously be, be in the chat, helping us answer all those questions. Sarah, you'll be up for it, right?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. But welcome back to the Ravit Show. I'm super excited, as I said, to learn more about AI Magic Wand. Obviously the different things that Sequentum is doing. But just to start, would you like to quickly introduce yourself? Tell us more about what is Sequentum up to, and then we'll get into AI Magic Wand.
Well, Sequentum has been in the business of industrial scale web scraping for over 15 years. And when ChatGPT first came out at the end of 2022, we decided that was literally the best thing that had ever happened to us. And we have been rolling in AI at various levels into our platform and our products since then. And we are incredibly excited now to release the Magic Wand, which is
Mm.
unlocking the incredible power of our platform and basically sets the stage for what's to come next.
Fantastic. Sarah, thanks for giving us a quick background. So, since we're on this topic in the big launch, first of all, congratulations to you and your team for going out and launching this AI Magic Wand. Tell us more about, in simple words, what does this mean? What problem does it solve for the users?
Well, Ravit, our platform, as you can imagine, has been getting more and more powerful over
Right?
time. We
Right?
have an unbelievable depth and richness of features and capabilities. We're known as the platform you want to use when you need atomic level customizability.
Right?
If there's anything complex or too difficult to use, simpler tools, you've come to Sequentum and we can orchestrate it. And we do it with governance, and we do it with
Nice.
observability, and we do it with all the compliance that your legal team would want. We
Mm.
have, audit trails and rate limits and all the things that you could ever want. And with the Magic Wand, we have made it so incredibly easy. We've
Mm.
always had a point and click platform that allows you to, with 95% of what a team would need to do, a low skilled user can achieve with our platform sort of out of the box. But for the the more difficult and nuanced activities, um, because it was all baked into
Yep.
the platform, it was actually pretty difficult to make a simple UI. And I think you see this across our competitors as well, where the UIs are just not that simple.
Mm.
Um, so with the introduction of the Magic Wand, not only does it take it from minutes to create an agent to seconds, but it also really takes that usability to a whole nother tier. It's incredibly simple. I'd love to show it to you.
Yeah, I love it. I would love to, obviously get more into it and learn more about how it looks like. Also, quickly wanting to, obviously, you mentioned it would obviously make the job easier for the enterprise leaders as well, and for those users, those developers who are kind of, obviously thinking about the UI UX kind of being complicated. How does this, how does someone go from an idea into their head to a working flow using Magic Wand? Is I'm kind of wondering on those lines. Do you have any thoughts around that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. You basically you have to determine what the starting point URL is that you want to use.
Mm.
Let's say you want to bring some you want to gather some prices on some sneakers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share.
Yep.
Um, I actually don't know how to use this
Yes.
tool.
No worries. You just
Okay,
see a
sorry,
plus
just a
sign.
moment. I'm okay. So here we go. So I'm just going to share my screen and show you
Yeah.
the tool real quick. So
Yes.
I'm going to go to our training site and I'm going to pull some sneakers.
Okay.
Is a typical use case. E-commerce data is a typical use case among our.
Yes.
So this is our editor, and this is where you point and click and to create your agents. Now we have this magic wand. It basically
Mm.
agent for you automatically. And this is the first layer of AI that we're adding into the system, right? It's detecting the type of data that's on the screen. It is not dependent on any particular type of schema,
Right.
besides basically what the data is that you probably want to pull. It allows you to accept or reject. You can click around and you can see what that data maps to. You can also see in the agent itself what the XPaths are that it's generating for you.
Oh, love it.
So this agent is not an expensive agent. It is not going to go to the LLM every time it's extracting. Your lawyers don't have to worry about data being the output of AI. It's not the output of AI. This is AI augmented agent creation. So that's step number
Okay.
one. So now I've created it. I'm going to go ahead and preview it, see, what the data looks like. This looks like, it's gotten all the data. It doesn't
Yes,
have
exactly.
the badge in each case. A lot of these sites are inconsistent.
Right.
So this is pretty good. I don't really care about this count, so I'm going to go ahead and customize that. Delete that. I
Yes.
don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can also do things like, get rid of duplicates, and I can specify what the unique identifier is for those duplicates. I
Right.
can do change tracking on the site if this is something I want to track every single day. I can also go to
Mm-hmm.
the schema and specify, um, if if there's anything on here that I particularly am concerned about validating. Let's see, I never ever want the URL to be null, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can specify data validations, and then in the agent itself, I can do success criteria and things like that. This is all just standard stuff in our platform, which is great once you have the agent written. But really, all I had to do was click the button. So the next steps for us after this, um, what we haven't done yet is we haven't automated the pagination.
Right.
So I'll still do that in the old way for you.
Mm-hmm.
It basically is context aware, our platform, right? It knows that you're going to look for
Yeah, very
pagination. I can add the
right.
pagination in very easily. You can see it's added itself up here in the right place in the workflow. So it's going to iterate for every page. It's going to go and get every item in the list. Right? So this is the next step. Right now, you can point and click and add the pagination, so you're not limited in any way. But the next release of the AI will automatically choose the pagination for you as well.
Right.
Yeah, so this is very exciting. We also have an unblocker that's coming out on December 1st. We
Okay.
have we
Already.
have the unblocker in beta now, and our managed data services team they are delighted with it because it really reduces the trial and error that they have to do in order to figure out what settings to pull, right? We have all
Oh,
this
the setups.
very,
Right.
very powerful configurations on our browser profile and a lot of other settings that we can do on an agent to get around blocking and to show up as a human.
Nice.
Yeah, and set, proxies and user agents and all kinds of things. So the automated unblocker is also something that is a great, great benefit.
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing we
I
went, Mhm.
go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah,
Then I'm
the other
gonna
thing
ask
we
you.
went live with in the other thing we went live with in October, just last month, is command templates. Oh, it doesn't like it when I come to an expired agent.
Yeah.
Sorry, my editor session was expired.
No
So we've
worries.
come out with something called command templates, and this is another way that we're augmenting the automation with AI. And
Mm.
we're not driving the automation with AI, right? We do have a lot of customers that are a little bit uncomfortable with that legally because they don't know how
Mm-hmm.
to treat the output of an AI process. AI output data there's all kinds of different legal treatments there, and they're sort of figuring that out. So what we've done instead is for very specific actions that you may want to do many, many times, like a screenshot or um, CAPTCHA solving or storing the
Right.
robots TXT in a very specific way because you want to capture the robots TXT for every site you go to, right? You can create a command in one place and maintain it in one place and share it across your whole org and use it over and over and over again. So in this case, I went ahead and created a screenshot. And if you can see here, it's actually blue, right? So it's actually a very different type of command.
Hmm.
And it's actually something that is available just as a command template. And here I'm just adding in some simple inputs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
loading a simple page, and then I'll just generate the screenshot, right? And when I'm running it, right, it actually generates the screenshot and downloads it to a zip file. And I can
Hmm.
include this in any of the agents that I want. So we have command templates, individual commands, and then you have agent templates. So for sites that are
Nice.
built with the same template, where you might have 4,000 agents going and getting jobs data, but it's just one job system, right? There are all these sort of platforms for certain types of data, and it's the same system across all those sites. And then that system will update. So instead of updating 4,000 agents, it gets updated in one place once, and everything
Wow.
is perfect. So this is our thinking, right? We are large scale automation. We are layering in the AI, but we are also allowing you as a human in the loop to get extremely specific about exactly how these agents are going to
Hmm.
work.
Very
And
important.
this is how we're going to get around all of the little things that are difficult about AI being inconsistent, right?
Hmm.
So we start with the magic wand. We have an automated unblocker coming December 1. We layer in the pagination. Then we're create
Yeah.
the we're right now, actually, we have it in QA, is the MCP interface to our browser.
Wow.
And we have two types of browsers. We have like a low-level parser, and then we have a full browser. So we
Mm-hmm.
have MCP access into that. And so by January, you're going to be able to drive the browser and sort of tell it what to do. So really this sort of, we're entering this world of AI agentic web automation. So it's very,
Hmm.
very exciting. And we've got the unblocking and we've got, all of these good things. We'll layer in self-healing. We'll have, future versions of the magic wand that do smarter things,
Yeah.
uh, not just navigating pages, but sort of reading what's on them, things like that. So we're really, really excited about this. It
I
is
yeah.
a huge step up.
I love it, Sarah. Every time when we meet and we talk, there's something that y'all create, and this is magic, and the name itself says the magic one. So
Mhm.
this is so impressive from from a point of view of the developers, but also those who are in the enterprise. They get to obviously make their work easier, not only just using have those unblockers which will actually be like just a week away, is what I'm kind of seeing, but not only just that, the AI magic wand itself can do so much more. So we are in this
Yeah,
new
we took our time, Ravit. We're very, very, very particular
right.
about what we release. We
I,
do a lot of testing. We are SOC 2, Type 2, audit accredited platform.
yes.
Our customers are the most discerning in terms of quality, compliance, precision, and scale.
Right. Right.
So we don't take this lightly. When we release
Yes.
something magic, it's truly magic. We're calling it
Truly
beta,
magic.
but it's really, really working for our customers.
Yes.
So we're really excited.
Yes, I love it. One more question for you is obviously around, what teams use AI for web data at scale, and what standards and good practices matter the most according to you? Because you talk to so many enterprise
Mhm.
leaders, so many developers, and I'm pretty sure this is like one thing a lot of others in the community would also love to know. So any thoughts around that, Sarah?
Ravit, there's actually a lot happening in the field of standards right now. So I
Right,
worked for many years with the Alt Data Council at the Financial Information Standards Division to publish the Web Data Collection Considerations,
right.
which are sort of best practices for how to behave when you're doing web scraping and web data collection. And it governs things like how hard you hit a site, what you do with special categories of data like copyrighted data or private, personal data, things like that. And so that went out and really helped align sort of a lot of the folks in the finance industry around what was permissible and what was um, considered polite, and also from a legal point
Mm.
of view, a lot less risky.
Yep.
um, and then, we really wanted to take it to the data industry at large.
Yep.
And it was really good timing because there is a lot happening. So, um, as you may have heard, because of the unbelievable value created by LLMs, right,
LLMs.
which they're fed on web data, there is this explosion of demand for scraping and crawling uh, data, basically the outputs of that. And what that means is there is an unbelievable explosion of load from these crawlers on these websites, and they are just crumbling under this load.
Hmm.
Some of these nonprofit sites that put out incredibly high quality research, their bandwidth fees have skyrocketed through the roof. It's really, really hard on them. And
So
there
true.
isn't really any way for them to recoup any value from
Hmm.
all the data they're providing. And then you also have the problem of copyright. I think you probably noticed when sort of overnight, a lot of people sent out images that were AI generated in the style of Ghibli, right? I mean,
Right, right.
you know, we don't have any rules protecting the style of a particular artist. And we don't really have rules. We have fair use rules for search engines and crawlers, but some of these uses are not fair. For example, OpenAI agreed with Martin Luther King's family to not
Mm-hmm.
allow um, representations of Martin Luther King that were really, really negative in their video tools. So there's all these interesting things that are coming out that was solved commercially, not legally. But there's a big effort to try and solve these types of problems. And so one of the proposals, which I find to be not good idea, it comes from Cloudflare, right? And
Mm.
Cloudflare is it's a WAF vendor, web application firewall, and they
Right,
have several different working groups, and they're all sort of the IETF is the Internet Engineering Task Force. They're responsible for things like the HTTP protocol definition
right,
and
right.
robots.txt and these kinds of things that we all agree to, and the mission is to make the internet more interoperable for everyone.
True, true. Yep.
And so what this conversation has gone to copyright, and it's gone to server load, and the bot blocking companies, right? They're under duress because they can't block bots. I mean, they've never been terribly good at blocking bots, but they certainly protect from DDoS attacks, and they protect from a lot of the credential stuffing, outright fraud. Um,
Yep.
but as long as data is available and intended to be available to a human, agents that are written well on sophisticated platforms are going to be able to access that data just like a human would. And
Right.
what's
So
happened
true.
with these AI crawlers is that it's become very clear that that bot blocking services really have a problem. They really can't block bots, and they can't
Hmm.
protect these sites that are paying them to reduce the traffic on their site. So we need new ways to signal preferences for copyright. We need new ways to signal, oh my God, my servers are overwhelmed. Can you please slow down? Right? We need
Yep.
ways to give the sites some way to create a commercial channel, right? Because scrapers are, they're paying for proxies, they're paying some kind of a toll somewhere, right? There needs to be some way to protect these websites and legitimize the scraping, right? These are not bad bots, right? These are normal commercial use cases. Scraping is
Right.
the glue that's tying together basically every business these days.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the way the conversation went, and I'm going to share a quote from Digital Medusa,
Yeah.
this brilliant Yale PhD who works on internet government governance and internet standards. She said, in response to this new effort at the IETF, the erosion of public rights through private governance is the
Mm-hmm.
backdrop, right, against which this asset level AI signaling has to be understood. And what she means is basically there's four working groups. One is
Mm-hmm.
AI prefs, where you're supposed
Right.
to signal if you want your data to be used in training AI or not. Um, and the problem there is that it's literally referenced from the EU AI Act. So they're saying this is going to define the permission, right? Which also,
Mm.
it's almost like a digital rights management system.
Right.
And they're going straight to law, right? But this is a technical standards body. This is not a legal body. So there's a ton of lawyers in the room, and it's been very difficult. The second working group is WebBot auth. And the
Mm-hmm.
idea there is that bots and agents would have a cryptographic signature to self-identify. But
Right.
that doesn't really work because watchdogs are not going to self-identify to governance. And Walmart
Okay.
is not going to
Yeah.
self-identify to Amazon. Amazon might give them different prices,
Who knows,
right?
right?
There's so many use cases
Yes,
why
exactly.
a bot should not be self-identifying. And right, data aggregators don't want anyone to know their sources. And the particular WAF vendor that's sponsoring this has their own Cloudflare workers and their
Mm.
own AI agents business. So they would basically see all the data sources that the aggregator is based their business on, and that's their intellectual property. So it's really awkward. The
Oh,
third working
wow.
group is Papercrawl, where they
Mm.
introduce themselves as the toll booth for the internet for digital access and the arbiter of
Right.
who gets access and who gets privileged access. And the fourth one is Privacy Pass to basically suggest that um, this is not going to surveil all humans. Uh,
Right.
but given that you can't really tell the difference between an AI agent and a human, it's awkward. So there's been a big debate, and I just went up to Montreal at the beginning of November and spoke at the WebBotAuth, the first
Yeah.
meeting of the WebBotAuth group. And I think we basically clearly explained that these use cases of agents going to websites and not wanting, and for legitimate reasons, not wanting the website to know who they are, I think that they've gone back and they're basically they're revisiting requirements. They canceled all of the technical presentations that they had prepared
Mm.
to propose to the group. They were expecting sort of a fast track
Right.
to approval, and they did not get that. There was a very large room filled with people who were very uncomfortable and frankly unhappy with how the
Right.
problem was sort of. It was just sort of defined by this commercial vendor who's having technical issues. But I will say on the plus side, for those who are looking to monetize their content and coordinate with scraping platforms to monetize the data on their websites, there are companies like Skyfire that have
Ah.
partnered with other bot blocking companies that also are having struggles, like Akamai and Datadome and Tollbit,
Right.
and they are basically creating a platform that allows you to identify yourself to that website directly
Nice.
and to pay them, per page or whatever you agree to. So it is
Mm.
legitimizing scraping and crawling, and it's it just seems to be a much better solution to this problem where it's solved in the commercial space. It's not solved at the level of internet architecture.
So true. Yep.
So lots of interesting stuff happening. There's a
I love
first
it.
out. We don't know exactly where it's going. But
Yeah.
we're big proponents of open internet, and we're working with the Alliance for Responsible Data Collection and others to try to keep things open
Yes, very
and
impressive.
fair.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I love it, Sarah, and all the impressive work that you and Sequentum team are kind of obviously putting in, but also making sure where web scraping becomes easy
Yes, democratizing
without
access.
access, right?
Hmm.
One last question that I have, and this is more for the for our audience and for those who are attending. Feel free to put in questions if you're joining in late as well. For Sarah, that you have, I'm pretty sure Sarah will be, going back to all the comments and obviously responding to you all. She's very approachable. She always loves to, obviously make sure that the community is learning, and that's why we, once in a while do these sessions when when Sequentum comes up with announcement. But this is also a chance for me to sit with Sarah and learn about everything that's happening in the web scraping world and how things are kind of moving. So Sarah, one last question: if people want to also try AI Magic Wand, where can they do that? And if they have feedback for the obviously the team, where can they talk about that? How can they give the feedback as well?
Yeah, so if you want a demo or you want to meet, you can contact me at LinkedIn, or you can go straight to sequentum.com/cloud and sign up. You'll get a free trial and access to our platform. It's a single sign on and straight away.
Easy.
Um, we'd love to hear your feedback. We'd love to know what features we should build next,
Nice.
and happy to help if you have a particular custom use case, or a couple hundred agents that you might need help with. You don't want to build them
Mhm.
all yourself. We're happy to help with that too. Let us know.
I love it. Thanks, Sarah, for giving us, first of all, in depth about what's happening in the web scraping world, telling us about what Sequentum is, up to, and congratulations on this big feature, AI Magic Wand, that y'all have released. I'll
Yes.
make sure to even share a link with our audience so they can go try, learn more, and have questions, have feedback, come back to you, come back to the team and share much more. We'll keep the conversation going, and all the best, Sarah. I'm pretty sure we'll catch up very soon at a conference at maybe in New York or maybe somewhere else in the world. But thanks
Oh, I
for
can't
doing this,
wait.
and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and also thanks to our audience for joining us today. Thank you very much, everyone.
And thank you for the questions.
Thank you.
All
Yes.
right. Yep.
All right.
Bye.